Hello and welcome to the Joy CEO podcast. My name is Lori Pine and I am so glad to have you here with me today. I am on a field trip. We are visiting my dear and beloved mentor, Anne. For those of you who have been listening for a while, you know that I frequently mention Anne and the impact she has had on my life. And today you get to hear her wise wisdoms, and I cannot wait to share them with you. For those of you who are new and just listening, man, you are coming in on a really good day. So welcome. We are so glad to have you here with us. Without further ado, let's get into it. Anne, welcome. I'm so glad to have
everybody out there in podcast land.
Yes. So let me just give a little bit of background. It was 18 years ago. I was brand new to New York. I was in the middle of a divorce. I had 2 little boys, and my life was pretty much a dumpster fire. And Anne came into my life, and I sat on this blue couch over here every week for 4 years straight. Mm-hmm. And you fundamentally changed my life. Yeah. And she has so many wise wisdoms. She has so many tools that she could be here for a month and we would not get all of them. But today we are going to focus on one particular topic that is very near and dear to her. And she believes impacts all of us.
Oh, yeah.
What would that be?
Well, that would be clutter clearing, and how by clearing out the mess in your life, you actually clear out the mess in your head and in your heart and in your spirit. So clutter clearing with feng shui enhancements is my passion. One of them.
Yes.
I'm going to also add, Lori was the longest running client I ever had in my 19-year career. It was a long road with this one.
Yes. Just when she thought she was about to send me off on my way, my mother passed away, and I stayed on for a little bit longer.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. But we're still,
here we are.
We're still just, madly in love all these years later. Okay. So let's get into it. Talk to me about clutter clearing and feng shui, and how do you even know you're cluttered up, and what do you do when that happens?
Right. Okay. Well, basically, if you know the way a person lives, you know who they are. So in other words, take good old fashioned police work. We've all seen the crime scenes with the yellow tape and all. When those folks go in there, when those policemen and policewomen go into those crime scenes, they don't have to know a word about the people. They don't have to know anything. They're reading the scene, okay? They're reading the scene. The scene tells them pretty much who the people are, what happened it's called your MO, from the way people live. And so people will say to me, well, how can that be? They can look at the books you read. They can look at your clothes in the closet. They can tell if you're a professional, you're not a professional. Are the pictures current? Are they 25 years old? Do you read it all? Where do and so they start putting together a compilation of who these folks are and what transpired simply from reading the scene. They walk around, and what they're really reading is the energy.
Wow.
Yeah, they're reading the energy. Okay. That's why a seasoned cop can pretty much, he'll say, I like this guy for this, or I like this. I don't like, check the window. Why are the blinds open? Why are they not open anywhere else? That kind of thing.
So it makes me think, if somebody walked into my house, they're going to know
100%
exactly who I am, kind of what I do. They're going to know I have 2 boys. They're going to know I have 2 dogs. They're going to know everything. I really like to shop for clothes because my closet is bursting at the seams. Right. So they're going to know these things about me right off the bat.
Right off the bat. And you also, not only do you know who a person is, but you know how you feel in that environment. In other words, we all have places that we go, that we visit, friends, whatever. And you think, I could stay here forever. I could stay in this house and never move for 6 days. You are so comfortable. You just sit in your... And then we also have homes or whatever that we visit, in-laws, outlaws, whatever. And you think, if I don't get out of here in 10 minutes, I'm going to kill myself. Mm-hmm. All right. It's 2 sides of the same coin. You're reading the energy, you're feeling the energy in that environment. It's not about the furniture, not about, whatever, how the house is decorated. It's about how you feel when you're there.
Yeah.
And so that's all at the level of the unseen, the unconscious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so if you are somebody who's like constantly busy, constantly in your head, constantly moving and on the go, chances are you're not taking care of things. Like it's hard to keep up with things.
Right.
So what would you say to that person?
If you're too busy to keep up with things, you're probably just too busy.
And you,
Because the things you're not keeping up with are keeping up with you. So in other words, if you're not dealing with it, it is dealing with you, even though you don't know it, because it's at the level of the unseen, it's energetic, it's vibrational, and it's affecting you. So the idea is, I'm actually giving a workshop on this next month in March. The idea is you want to create an environment that comforts you, that soothes you, while at the same time launches you, helps you to succeed in the world at the same time. You want to create that environment. And if that's not happening, then what's ever getting created, you might not be aware of, but it's probably not doing any of those things. It's probably frustrating you at some level.
yeah,
At every corner, actually.
probably. And what if you're brand new at this? What if somebody has never, ever heard what you just said?
Right.
How do you start?
That's a really good question, Lori. I'm going to tell you a quick 3-minute story about a woman named Susan, who I heard speaking about this at a meeting. And Susan and her husband had been married like 25, 30 years. The children are grown and gone, a common scenario, right? And they had like a 5-bedroom farmhouse and an outbuilding where her husband did like, woodworking and his projects and stuff. And she would say when she came home from the grocery store or whatever, she'd be at the beginning of her long driveway, just filled with dread. Dread's a very big word.
Yes.
Dread is a big word. She said she would just sink looking at their house and thinking, I can never get this house cleaned out. Little Johnny, little Susie are now in their 30s. She's storing all their stuff. Her husband's workshop is filled to capacity. They have, whatever. So she just, if somebody knocked on the door and said, here's your price, we'll give you $3 million for this house and this property. She said, I'd have to say no because it would take us a year to be able to move out. So one day, what happened to Susan, I believe it was God. Is it odd or is it God? I believe it was God. She got this thought in her head, just clean out one drawer. She was standing in her bedroom and she not only listened to that voice, she followed it and she cleaned out one drawer in her bedroom. It took them 1 year from beginning to end. And the entire house is completely cleaned, cleared, and feng shuied a year later. And so if somebody did knock on their door, here's $3 million, Susan and John, they'd say, okay, want to move in tomorrow? That's how long it'll take us to call a moving company.
Wow.
1 year. Her husband had 7 Phillips screwdrivers. I mean, I'm not going to go into it. We all know the story. But the idea was her house was just this awful storage unit for things nobody needed, nobody wanted.
And nobody used.
So and nobody loved.
Space, taking up energy, and it was taking up her mind.
100%. She's filled with dread.
Dread.
Oh, and by the way, she lost about 30 pounds. It just sort of fell off because that's another form of excess. So she wasn't trying to. So as she was in this process, beginning to end, she was 30 pounds lighter.
Sounds like a lot of shedding.
A lot of shedding.
Yes.
A lot of releasing.
Yes.
Go with God. But go.
Yes. That's one of Anne's favorite sayings.
Right.
Yes.
Just a puppy.
Yes. Okay. So you just begin to start, maybe with one drawer.
Yeah. You begin.
Yes.
You begin. Mood follows action. Mood follows action. So if you're waiting to be like motivated, inspired, you're going to be waiting the rest of your natural life. Mood follows action. Move a muscle, change your mood. Just begin.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think about it. Don't perseverate. I don't know. Should I start in this? What about, but I can't stop. Just begin. And you'll feel, this is the other thing. This is one of the reasons it's a huge passion of mine. It's the fastest way I know of. It's by far the fastest way I know of to begin changing your life and making the changes you want to make in your life immediately. Okay. So Susan no sooner finished clearing that dresser drawer out. She kept looking at it. She said that. I kept going, oh, look at that. That's all. And then the next day, guess what she did?
Cleaned
out another drawer. Right.
Because it felt good.
Right.
Right. It probably felt spacious and clear and clean. I know whenever I do that, I'm like, oh, look at this.
Love it.
Love it.
And the energy begets the energy.
Yes. It's
like
a
momentum.
The flywheel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
It keeps going.
Right.
Okay. So then you start, and then what about I know that in feng shui, there's a footprint for the room, and it kind of goes along with the energy in your life and in your body. Want to talk about that?
Well, I don't have a problem talking about it. The thing with that is it's kind of putting the cart before the horse, because in other words, to really begin working with feng shui enhancements, and I'll explain that in a minute, you really need your house clutter cleared first.
Okay.
You need to get rid of all the excess. Nobody wants it, nobody uses it, and somebody else can use it and may want it. Your trash is somebody else's treasure. Okay. But you really need to do that before you begin implementing feng shui enhancements, because you might be enhancing something that's messed up. You don't want to do that.
No, we don't want to do it.
Okay. But some of them we can do as you go along.
Okay. Okay. So what about the stuff that you really don't want to keep anymore, but you might feel guilty about getting rid of? Want to talk about that?
Yeah, I actually want to read something that I think says it all here. Okay. All right. This is from one of my 2000 clutter books. Okay. This really says it all. Love and fear cannot exist in the same space. So everything you hold on to through fear is blocking you having more love in your life. There's more love just right there, waiting to bust through the door in your life. But all the things you're holding on to with fear are holding it at bay, if you follow me what I mean. So everything that you hold on to through fear is blocking you having more love in your life, and clearing it almost always. More love starts pouring in right close to immediately. Fear stops you from being who you fully are and doing what you came here to do. Clutter clearing brings you greater clarity about your life purpose. Fear suppresses your vital life force. Releasing clutter helps to reconnect you to your own natural vitality. And there you have it. Love and fear cannot coexist. So if you're holding on to all these items from someone who died that you loved, from whatever, you're blocking more love from coming in to your life. And also, and I think this is one of the biggest pieces, you want your home to represent who you are now, not who you were 20 years ago. You want your home to reflect the person you've grown into, not who you were. And I won't give up any of your secrets 15 or 20 years ago, right? And so one of the things in clutter clearing that's interesting, other than a wedding picture, other than, these kind of treasured, maybe a picture of your parents getting married, whatever, the pictures in your home should be current, pretty current, not your children 10 years ago, but like, who are they now?
I have pictures of my babies.
Yeah.
Pictures of my boys as babies up on the wall.
Yeah, that's fine to have a picture of them when they were little. But what we have in our house should reflect the here and now.
Yes.
And support the here and now, because that energy is pulling you back. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No wonder I struggle sometimes to imagine that they're actually 22 and 24. Right. And I see them as being like 2 and 4.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. So how does somebody, embrace this idea that fear and love, that there can be more love when letting go of fear? How do you start to let go of the fear, especially if you've been really accustomed to it?
That's another good question. You start letting go of the fear by letting go of the objects. Every single solitary object in your home, my home, whatever, is carrying an energetic vibration. That's why And I will tell you this, every major police department in this country employs psychics.
Yeah.
When they're really at the end of their rope, they have nothing. They have an artist sketch. They have nothing. They call in the psychics. And I know this from someone I was close to on the police department. He was a lieutenant. And he said every time, she was from the Czech Republic, I believe. He said every time she wanted them, bring in something he slept with, his little teddy bear, bring in some missing child, bring in something that they wore, a watch, because she wanted to get the vibration, the energy, plug in. Everything in your home carries a vibration. So the idea is, in a perfect feng shui world, a perfect clutter clearing world, every single piece of clothing in your closet you love. You love how you look in it. Every single thing in your house, every painting you love looking at.
Yeah.
Every single thing is an object that lifts your vibration. You don't want things in your house that suppress your vibration. So by getting rid of certain objects that actually make you feel sad, but you're holding on to it, I don't know why you're holding on to it. Why are you holding on to it?
Maybe obligation, maybe sentimentality, perhaps, like for me, I lost my mother-in-law almost a year ago, and there's some things I'm holding on to hers, maybe just in hopes of closeness to her, but they're really not. They're really not her. Like, she's not here anymore. And her sweater that I would never wear doesn't bring me close to her, but I still keep holding on to it.
Right.
Yeah. So,
and obligation too, like when you have a friend who spent really like a lot of money on a gift, but you don't like it.
Right.
You don't like it. And one of the things that's, and I really have to say this because people right away want to go into it. What about my husband? He's a saver. I'm a thrower. My husband, Rich, was a saver. Do you know what changes all of that? Your power of example. Your power of example. The most important way you can change anything in anyone on this earth is with your power of example. Children are modeling you. Adult children are watching you age, all of it. And so what happened with Rich, who has really a lot of really nice clothes, and I pointed out to him one day that there are so many people who can only shop at the Salvation Army, who can only shop at the Goodwill or thrift stores. And your trash is their treasure, man.
Yes.
Those golf shirts that you've worn once, they're holding in their chest like the biggest find in the world. That actually happened to me at the Salvation Army. I saw this woman clutching my leather heels that I had donated, clutching them like she just hit lotto, and that's when I realized, like, what I was getting rid of, she was welcoming in, like, oh my God, look what I found.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Jumping for joy.
Yes.
That's just such a good reminder, like to give it, to pay it, to pay it forward to somebody who will enjoy it.
And we'll wear it. And we'll use it.
Yes.
The books you've read, pass them on to the library. You've already read it. You're probably not going to read it 3 more times. Here, you can read it. That kind of keeping your energy moving and flowing is also a really good anti-aging way to live.
Yes.
That energy isn't clogged and stuck and concretized in all these things.
Yes.
That's a big anti-aging tip.
So what else would you say to these women who are busy and moving and on the go, and, we accumulate, we bring stuff into our house all the time.
Right.
What would you say to that?
Another really good question. What you want to do once you become really clutter-free, you don't want to, one thing, look around at all the clutter and just notice it used to be money.
Yes.
So what if somebody was handing you a check?
Yes.
For all of this stuff that you spent hard-earned, I should mention, money on.
Thousands.
Right. You could have a house at the Jersey Shore with all of your junk. Okay. So first of all, note to self, this all used to be money, but now it's just junk that I'm carting out to the Goodwill. Okay. You don't want to now start on your next clutter experience. Okay. So this is what I do. Not only what I do, but what I've read so much about in terms of not creating clutter. When you're shopping, do I really love this? Do I really need this? Yeah. And just happened to me in Florida. We just got back from Florida, and I found this dress I really, really liked. And I brought it back to where we were staying in Florida. And I tried it on. And I actually said to myself, are you really going to wear this? Where are you going to wear this? Guess what? I took it back.
Yeah. Took it.
If I love it and say, I cannot leave this store without this black dress or I will die, then I get it. Do I need it? Do I want it? Will I wear it? What am I doing? Am I medicating? Am I just, online shopping to kill my feelings? What am I doing?
Right.
Right. And do I really need all this excess? And who is it that I'm trying to impress?
Oh, that's such a good question.
Yeah.
Who am I really
Trying to impress? If I look good, I am good. No, not necessarily true. So you don't want to just bring more stuff into your house after you've just emptied those drawers out. The idea is wonderful book, Brenda's Closet. I forget who wrote it. Go shopping in your own closet, the things you already have.
Yeah.
The things you already have. Put them together in a new and a different way. That's a fun thing to do. And make sure everything in your closet is something you love to wear and that you feel good in and that you feel looks good on you. Otherwise, go with God, but go.
You have a rule for yourself that if you bring something new into your closet, something has to go.
Yes, I do that.
Yeah. And that way you keep it all right size.
Right.
And nothing's bursting at the seams.
Right. Yes.
How long have you been doing that?
About 8 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And it works.
Oh, it really works. Yeah.
Yes. Do you do that in other parts of your house? Do you do that with the kitchen or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me just ask you, what do you need with 2 sets of dishes or 3 sets for the people with Christmas dishes? Okay. Very important to have a separate set for Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the idea that I did get from Brenda's Closet, using what you already have. So in other words, if I'm wrapping a gift, I don't buy a gift bag and all that. No, I use what I have and I create the wrapping with what I already have, old cards, things that I save.
And I've seen you do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, so much I don't purchase, like all of our outside Christmas decorations, which I got 2,000 compliments on. I did not spend 1 cent.
Yes.
Not 1 cent.
Yeah. You went into the woods, you got
cut the branches, and then I filled them with all these great big huge bulbs that I had and all this crazy stuff and pine cones and everything else. And people were like, oh my God, I love to walk by your house. This is so fabulous. What's really fabulous is I created it and it didn't cost, not that it didn't cost anything. That isn't it. I created it.
Yes.
I created it.
And then you can take
pride
pride in that.
looking at it.
And you can take pride in that.
Yeah.
There's something special about that. Yes.
And it was massively good feng shui.
Yes.
Because your front door, the opening to your home, however people come in, and that might not be your front door. In my case, it is. However people come in, that's how you see the world and how the world sees you. It's one of the most important places in your home. You should have no obstruction. So in our case, I have window boxes that greet people before they even get to the front door. Yeah. And there are all these flowers bursting or ornaments, whatever, pumpkins, whatever season of the year it is. So first they're met with the window boxes, then the front door.
Yes, you decorate them for every season.
Yes, for every season. And they have an idea of who lives here. We're
through joy.
Yeah. We're always celebrating something like Tuesday or whatever. What is it today? Thursday. Oh, it's Thursday. Lori's coming. But yeah, and it actually took me 2 days to create all the window boxes. I even did the one upstairs. I got to tell you, I loved looking at them and I was sad. We went to Florida. I was sad the day I took them down. I was just like, oh, I want to leave these up all year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about living in a digital world. And we've got a lot of excess with phones and we've got a lot of excess with digital computers and laptops and iPads. What would you say to somebody who, works a lot of hours, travels a lot? This was me when I was sitting on your blue couch.
Right.
What would you?
Nuts.
You're right.
That shit crazy.
Thank you. Thank you. She's so good for me. What would you say to somebody about putting down your phone, showing up and being present, and about the energy of that? Let's talk about
That's a whole, Lori, that's 3 podcasts. But I want to go to what you said first, like emails, visit, whatever. Here's my basic rule for life, and it works, and it's true. Less is more. More is not more.
Right.
More disappoints. More does not deliver. If I have all these clothes, if I have this great big house, more does not deliver. And I'll tell you an interesting observation I made in the Hamptons. I have a friend that I used to go and visit all the time, and I'd walk on the Hamptons, walk. Those great big houses on the water were empty.
Yeah.
Nobody was in them.
Mm.
Okay. They had to have that house. Nobody was there. You know why? Because they're in their little cabin in the Adirondacks, which is where more disappoints. You think it's going to deliver, but it doesn't. Less is more in every aspect of your life. Less clothes, less belongings, less thoughts. Clutter clear your mind, clutter clear your heart. Who do you need to kind of evict? Who's living rent free in your head, on and on. In every area of your life, less is more. For an example, I drive, I'd say an older car, not an old car, but an older car. Why? I don't want a car payment. I do not want a car payment. I have no credit card debt. Just saying, those are things that aren't in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get a brand new car this afternoon?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want what goes with it.
Right.
I don't want what goes with it. I just don't want what goes with it. And so once you get that, like even, like now, let's say for an example, wedding showers are like weddings.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? It's like if bigger, better. No. And often doesn't even feel good. Oh, I registered at Babies R Us. Ew. I mean, think about it. So there you have it with that.
Yes.
Less is more. Absolutely. That's always your answer.
And more disappoints. That really got me.
More disappoints. You think it's going to give you something it doesn't give you. It promises.
That really strikes a nerve because my whole career, I just wanted to get to that VP level.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got there, I was like, is this it? Is this all there is?
Mm-hmm.
And it was that moment of, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with the big house. I was in an unhappy marriage. Mm-hmm. I got that big, beautiful house. And nothing about that made me happy.
Nothing.
No. Mm-mm. My cozy little house I have now that my boys have been raised in, those boys love that house. They do. Mm-hmm. They do. Okay. As we start to wrap up, what would you like to leave anybody listening with today?
Well, I'll go back to my original thought, which is, now you're going to announce the Bath Avenue workshop, right? And when it drops, okay, is if you're serious about changing your life. And that's what I interviewed clients. I didn't take everyone who called me. I interviewed clients because I wanted to know, are you serious about wanting to change your life? Or is this just what you're going to do on Monday at 10 o'clock?
Right.
Every week? Are you serious about wanting a different life and to experience life differently and to really emerge into the person you desire to be? This is the fastest way I know to begin that process happening. A lot of other stuff is going to come in with it. But let me just tell you, once you start unloading things you really don't use, things you really don't need, things you really don't want, reducing, reusing, recycling, take them to wherever you're doing it, to the library, and they're going out the door, and things are lightening up. What happens correspondingly is you are lightening up. Literally, your vibration is lightening up.
Oh.
Now, if you want a lighter vibration and to kind of go, let my little light shine and go into the world more lightly, and you're serious about it, then I would say take my workshop in March, but get good books on clutter. Begin. And don't begin on the hardest thing. Don't begin on your junk room. Begin on a closet. And here's a big thing for people that weight's an issue. Weight falls off when you clutter clear. I've heard that from a million people. But the other thing is, don't hold on to clothes from when you were a size 6. Seriously. That is so destructive and so self-injuring and so self-hating. That pictures all over the refrigerator of when you were 23 before you had children. No, don't hold on to those jeans. You know what I say to people? If you lose 40 pounds, go buy yourself a new pair of jeans. I mean, for God's sake.
Treat yourself to new jeans.
That's so you can wear the jeans you wore, that look like Cher. I mean, come on. Right. So Yeah. Right.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah,
Totally.
but start. Just begin.
Yeah.
Just begin.
Just begin.
You'll feel better immediately.
Yes.
Just picture yourself leaving 3 big garbage bags at the Goodwill
Yes.
filled with clothes you don't wear and you don't even like them that look not flattering on you. And you're leaving them at the Goodwill and you drive away. How do you feel? Lighter. Because why? You are lighter. You don't just feel lighter. You actually are lighter.
Yeah. Yeah. What a gift. What a gift that we all get to hear from you.
Oh,
And that I get to have you on a regular basis. Anne is a leader, a fabulous facilitator. She leads workshops for women several times throughout the year
retreats.
and retreats. Yes, on the Jersey Shore.
Mhm.
She has one coming up in
May. I think the 17th, 18th, 19th. I think I'm doing that out of my head.
Yes, she does them in Ocean Grove at the
Mhm.
Bath Avenue House.
Yeah.
And then she has a workshop coming up in March
Mhm.
on this very subject, clutter clearing. Those dates are, that date is.
Oh, this is so cool. It's on March 20th. It's a 1-day workshop, but it's the spring equinox.
Oh,
So the energy, spring,
yes.
rebirth, new beginnings.
Yes.
Do recalibrate, reimagine, redo,
Lighten up.
lighten up. Yes, lighten up. It's actually on the day of the spring equinox. And the owner of the Bath App is offering for people to stay overnight at a very reduced rate of $75. And the inn is gorgeous.
Amazing.
It's really nice.
And you can be around other women and meet new people and really freshen things up. Okay. And where would people find more information? On your Facebook page?
On my Facebook page, but I would say go to the Bath Avenue House website because the things I'm doing that are coming up will be there.
Okay. Bath Avenue Guest House. And then your Facebook page is Annalisms.
That's a private page. Go to Anne Elizabeth Quinn.
Anne Elizabeth Quinn.
Anne with an E.
Anne with an E.
Yes.
Okay. And I will also be posting in the show notes all of the information about Anne's upcoming workshop on March 20th and her retreat in May so that you can follow along. I'll also link the Bath Avenue House and Anne's information. It was such a pleasure.
How much fun.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed it.
Again.
I can't wait. I hope you enjoyed it as much as.
Bye, all of you out there in podcast land.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, everybody. See you.
Thank you. Mwah.